I was wondering why I haven't gotten a question from you guys about the Jerry Jones photo. But when the Kyrie thing was going on, you guys were quick to ask us questions about that.
And there you have it. Legitimate questions from LeBron James. He put sports reporters in the hot seat in the media room. An old photo of Dallas Cowboys owner in his teens, Jerry Jones, has recently surfaced. It shows him standing in a crowd of white students who were attempting to block black students from entering a school back in 1957 in Little Rock, Arkansas. I asked two local sports journalists for their thoughts on it. And the gang's all here to talk about LeBron James's comments when it comes to Jerry Jones. That story was all but dead until LeBron resurrected it single-handedly. Your thoughts on that, Kim? Did he say the right thing and have the right message to members of the media, the press?
I think he did. Basically, what he said was have the same energy about a story about Jerry Jones. And it wasn't just that it was about Jerry Jones. It was about the fact that the media was quick to ask LeBron, what are your thoughts about Kyrie Irving and that whole situation? And they asked him multiple times. And so, yeah, he said, listen, why don't you didn't ask me my thoughts about that. And people might say, well, that's not basketball. But LeBron was a well-known Cowboys fan and had issues with Jerry Jones back with the Colin Kaepernick in that time period with the kneeling, and had expressed his concerns and his thoughts about it. So his point was, keep the same energy. I agree.
Kyle, your thoughts?
Yeah, I have to agree with Kim. Basically, we're looking at a situation where there's a double standard. Kyrie was very well publicized, and the anti-Semitic commentary was vilified, right? But when we talk about racism in the United States, we kind of forget that racism and equal rights hasn't been afforded to Black Americans and most minorities for only 50 plus years now. And right now we have a situation where we have a star like LeBron James, and he has been asked so many times about what's his opinion about anti-Semitic responses and commentary. Why not do the same when it came down to a very prominent figure like Jerry Jones, who's a billionaire? And Jerry really did not address the situation with any remorse, more than saying he was afraid about his coaches kicking his butt by being there at that particular time. But when we come to this situation now going forward, he has so many young Black talented athletes who need to have an owner to address exactly what was going on so they can understand what was happening and how he feels about racism in America today.
Kim, when we take a look at the Jerry Jones situation on its own, are we making a big to-do about nothing when it comes to that photo? Keep in mind, many people have said he was 14 years old, 1957, yeah. Little Rock. In the photo just shows him standing there. Should he get a pass for being an adolescent at that time? That was the atmosphere of this country, a country that just didn't like Black people.
Right. So, and so I think there's two things. There are the comments that LeBron made. And LeBron's point was, he never said, you know what, I was 14 or 15, 12, whatever he was. Sorry, if I had known then what I know now, I would have left the room, or I was afraid, I couldn't do anything. But his point was, Jerry Jones wasn't really asked to be remorseful or share anything. He didn't really make a judgment about the fact that Jerry Jones was there at a young age. His point was, y'all don't ask any questions about a Jerry Jones, but anytime it's a Black athlete, you have so many questions about their motive and their thoughts and their history and how does it impact you and what do you think? He's saying just keep the same energy. So in that regard, I agree with what LeBron said. He didn't make a huge judgment about Jerry being an adolescent at the time. Right. His point was more about the media.
But I go back to the picture. Your thoughts on that picture, that situation?
So I feel like he was young. It was It may have been a tough time for him, but I guarantee you it was a whole lot tougher time for those young Black people trying to integrate that school.
You're right.
So
you're right.
how hard would it have been for Jerry Jones to say, you know what, I was a teenager, I was looking on, I didn't mean, I'm sorry that I was there. I mean, he never really addressed it. He never dealt with the fact that that's painful. That's a part of our history. That's painful to us. And so acknowledge that. You don't have to be vilified for it, but at least acknowledge it, because that's what you expect us to do about anything that comes up that we do when we step out of order. And that's the problem.
And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. We continue the conversation surrounding LeBron James and his questioning of sports media. For those of you outside of the journalism world, you may not be aware of how some Black reporters get shut out by professional teams and organizations for actually doing their job and asking the tough questions. Take a listen. And your thoughts about the Jerry Jones situation on its own merits, Kyle?
Well, I can just tell you as a part of media, and some of the media may not challenge a guy like Jerry Jones because of the fact of retribution and being admonished by internal PR professionals that are associated with Jerry Jones. But the bottom line is this. Right now, Jerry Jones has to be the one to take up the mantle and say, look, this was an important time in history. I was there, and I didn't really understand what the future ramifications would have been for me being there. But we have to be sensitive to racism in America and what was happening with these young people, the 8 young men who were trying to desegregate that Arkansas school. So as far as Jerry Jones is concerned, Jerry has to be the one to take a more positive and proactive approach to be able to address this situation, because it's very important for people to hear this from the billionaire, and so many people admire him. So what can we do as media is to be able to keep on pressing the issue. Now, I have to agree with LeBron on that standpoint.
And really quick, you brought up an important point that most viewers don't know about. While you guys are powerful members of the media, if you're covering these teams, they have the ability to shut you down, to shut you out.
Quick,
Yeah.
very quickly.
You know,
Listen, I have experienced it, right? I experienced it with someone with the Texas organization who's no longer there, because I asked a question about, you know, after the George Floyd and all of that, the team had a press conference, and this is when Bill O'Brien was still there and Jack Easterby, and they were talking about we gonna kneel and all this kind of great stuff. And my question was, that's great, but if you talk about equity, can we address the fact that at the time you didn't have any African Americans on your executive staff, your communications team, or your broadcast teams, other than a former player, and all of a sudden my credentials were not available. So it is real and it does happen.
Wow. Wow.
Look,
Isaiah, did you have any
Isaiah,
recourse after that, Kim, when they said your credentials have disappeared, are no longer available?
Well, it was sometimes you could get credentials. It was all of a sudden. So who are you with? You know, I've been doing Chalk Talk. Actually, this is my 9th year. So I've seen it. And, you know, and people know I have a similar situation with the University of Houston. You don't. But either you have to just stand in, you know, I'm a journalist. I happen to own my own platform, but I do the work and I do it professionally. And that's what I go on. I'm glad to say that the PR staff at the Texans now is night and day, and I am treated professionally and have nothing but a thumbs up for them. But it definitely is an issue.
It is an issue. Look, I've been doing it for 16 years, and being able to have credentials and fight for the right to speak on behalf of my team has been a challenge. Some PR firms, not PR firms, but inside PR teams,
Yeah.
they don't look like us, and they don't cover the spectrum of minorities as well. And if you go through the NFL Black Book and see who is actually a part of those teams, you're going to have a rude awakening and understand why we as minorities covering professional sports have still had a difficult time having that presence and having access to important figures inside those locker rooms.
And Kim, have you seen that as well? Obviously, you've received pushback for asking journalists questions, probing questions, holding them accountable. But is there a form of racism that still exists, or lack of access that, like, Black journalists may not get, that the white journalists or others may get?
So I will say, I'm going to say yes. So I've had my own platform for 9 years, but I've done this work for 30 years, right? And so it depends on who you work for. If you work for, a major mainstream organization is what we want to call it, you may have some support, because then maybe I could call Dart and say, Dart, I'm having a problem, and he would help, right? Mm-hmm. But when you're on your own, it's different. But to answer your broader question, yeah, I mean, I could tell you stories after stories over the years of the rules being different. And it's just like it is in every other part of society. But this sports piece is real different. Super white male dominated. And so it's not even just the fact that the people in the organization that are doing PR may not be African American. There's not as much of a respect for our audiences as there should be. And my audience is broader than just African Americans, but I am proud of the African American audience I have, because I speak to some issues that they're not going to get by listening to other programs. So my audience matters. Some organizations in town, I mentioned the University of Houston, I don't have a problem calling them out, don't see the value and will deny access. So yeah, it's a problem.
Wow.